Carrier 56 Pro. Now, it came to me like this condition. Non-runner. Somebody's robbed the operator's dead man's handle and the drive levers. I bought it in a job lot of 3 mowers. I got a Netezia Pro 51, a Hayter HRH536, Honda HRH536, and this Hayter. Now this is full of water. I've just turned it over 2-3 times. All that came out, and that is the bowl off the carburetor. So just going to clean that bowl out quickly. I'm not going to take the carb apart. I'm going to clean that bowl out, put it back on. Bit of easy start and see if she'll go. Got more grips holding the cable. And see if it will go. We know it sparks, so I've just had the plug out and check. Starts and runs now. Well, you say run, it runs on either. Right, back on the Hayter 56, we've had a delivery. What have we got? Drive handle, operator present handle, dead man's handle, whatever you want to call it, sticker, new air filter, pre-filter, air filter cover because we're missing it, little plastic bits that go in on the handlebars in there. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. What is it? West air filter housing gasket or whatever. Yeah, I think that's everything, and the screws. So we'll get it all on and get it together. Hopefully, shouldn't be too bad. We've also had a new flap for my Netezia because we're missing half of it. The bottom half's missing. So we'll get that unpacked in a bit and have a look at that. We'll get you set up on the tripod and you can watch me put these handles together. Yeah. That's got that done. A bit of a faff because I didn't know how it went. When you look on the parts book for the Hayter 56, the parts book isn't very clear. It shows you this bit of plastic going in the side and the screw coming in the other side. And then further down the diagram, it shows this lever and that lever and the washer, but it doesn't show you which way it goes. So I thought the washer went between the drive and the handle, but it doesn't. It goes between the drive and the dead man's handle. And then you put your screw in. Like, bit of a poor design, if I'm honest. You expect better from Hayter, but hey ho, I suppose things change. They've been bought out 2 or 3 times, I think. So I think they're owned by Arians now, which is an American company. I think I might be wrong, but right, that's up here done. It now pulls over and the brake works now, which is good. So I don't need any more mole grips. So we'll get that round out. Well, if anybody's wondering about how we're getting on with the whacker, it's been out on 2 or 3 jobs. It works brilliantly, but as you can see, it's got an oil leak. I think, by the look of the parts diagram, changing the subject completely, this, you take your foot off, take this mounting plate off of the foot, and there's an O-ring between here, and I think it's the O-ring that's gone, because it's not leaking above, it's leaking out, as you can see, everywhere. It hasn't leaked out a lot, but it just makes a mess everywhere. And of course, the foot's covered in oil as well, which isn't helpful. But yeah, but it's a bloody good machine. It's been out 2 or 3 times now. Anyway, back to what we were doing. So, right, we'll get this off, put that new gasket on, put the air filter housing back on and everything, and we'll go for a startup. I think the bumper needs straightening out and painting. Blade will probably want sharpening. I would imagine it wants a good service. I think, if I remember rightly, when I took the mole grips off the engine stop, it didn't stop the engine. So I think we've got to look at that as well. Yeah, should be a good machine, hopefully. Right, 10mm spanner ratchet. Don't forget your kneeling pad. Got to protect them knees. Oh, wind's getting up. That's not 10mm, is it? That's 8mm. Still got fuel in it. As you can see, I'm missing a gasket. It wants a good, the whole machine wants a good pressure wash off. That's not that bag. Once we get it all up and running, we'll take it to the yard and get it pressure washed off. Now I've got a wash bay set up at the yard. Now I can wash all my machines finally. Right. Make sure you put it on the right way around. It's pretty standard. Well, pretty easy to do. The holes have got to line up, and there's 3 little plastic pegs on the housing, and you've got to push the gasket through. Which I'm doing now. There you go, I don't know whether you can see them. 1, 2, 3. Let me put that back on. Throttle cable back on first. He says. Probably a bit easier if I disconnected it. I can't be bothered. Get that back round. Don't forget your air pipe. Ow, that was my head on the whacker. New gasket back on there. Nice simple job. Oh. Right. Give that a quick blow off. We've got these parts. Well, it comes with a pre-filter. It told me it didn't come with a pre-filter, that's why I bought a bloody pre-filter. God's sake. Oh well, we've got a spare pre-filter now. It's funny, some filters come with pre-filters and some don't. You can never work it out really. Hope this is the right one. Should be by all the engine numbers. There we go. That looks a bit smarter now, doesn't it? Right. Got to put the pull cord back up on the handle. And I think we'll go for a startup, I think. Hopefully she will. Seems like we have a carburetor problem. More investigation needed. Right, so got the carburetor off. You've seen me take carburetors off these machines thousands of times. Yeah, so that's off. I thought I'd just show you my sort of main tools for removing carburetors. So this is like a little clamp for the fuel line. So you just release it and then your fuel comes out. So yeah, you just pull that up and tighten it up and that clamps that. My Nipex grips, absolutely brilliant. I think these are the 330s, might be wrong. My trim, everybody says it's a trim removal tool, but it's really good for removing fuel lines, so I would highly recommend a pair of them. And then just your normal sockets there. So just had the bowl off. And what's in the bottom of that bowl, I do not know, I don't know whether you can see that very well. Put a torch on there. There's a bit of rubbish in the bottom of the bowl. And the bowl gasket doesn't look too special either, look. As you can see. Right, so I'll set you up. Set you down, not set you up. Oh. My tripod's not standing up today. Well, you'll all be moaning about my camera angles again. I don't know what that is. That's like sand or like jelly. I started to eat away at the bottom of the bowl. Whatever it is, I think I'm going to need a new carb kit for this, really, I think. Yeah, look at the rust on, whether you can see that rust inside there, look. I suppose it was flood damage, so we're going to expect some water. You can see on the choke, I don't know whether you whether you can see it very well, but the choke screw started to rust away. Half of it's missing. Let's grab a screwdriver, take that middle out. Nope. Where's it gone? Oh, boy. I've got a stool and I'm stood here like a gorm. Oh, let's sit down. Take that out. Oh, I've already been in here before, but you can't take that out. It's only got one side to it. Interesting. Not like a Honda then. Can we see through it though? That's the thing. That is the thing. Yep. Shining the, you won't be able to see it, but shining the light in the middle of there, I can see the light straight through it. So we are clear. I think it just wants a decent clean out and decent clean out, tidy up, make sure everything's clear and blowing through. There's not a lot you can do with these carburetors compared to the Hondas. Make sure that the choke mechanism's working, because it's an automatic choke on these. Everything seems to be free enough. Yeah, it's not a very interesting car, to be honest. Scrape some of that rust off. I think I'll stop the video there, and I'll do this and I'll go back to you, because I'm sure you don't want to watch me faff around with that. Interesting. Right, top cover's off. I think I might know why the brake wasn't working. Look how thin that is. I've never seen one that thin that before. That thin that before? That thin before. This mower's obviously done some work in its life. I'm wondering whether our problem is this automatic choke, this thermostat on the carburetor, on the exhaust. It doesn't seem to do a lot. I think that might be our problem. It's on choke all the time, and then as soon as it starts up, it's not knocking the choke off. But we'll have a look in a minute. I'm going to clean that flywheel up. I think that's our problem. Well, I just thought I'd take the valve cover off, just check the valves, and I don't think the oil's meant to be this colour. Chocolate milkshake. Definitely gonna want a service. So just on the valve settings, the intake was slightly out, so I've just tightened that up. All you have to do is undo the little Torx bit in the middle, and then get your what is it, a 16mm to do your nut, which then tightens your valve, tightens the valve up. So that's all right. So they're all set to where they're meant to be. show you the state of the spark plug. Not too bad. I'm gonna check that air gap in a minute, if I can get the phone to focus because it looks a bit thin. Yeah, put that cover back on. Clean the flywheel. And give it another go. I think if that doesn't go, then I think I'm going to order a new thermostat and maybe a new carburetor. They're not that expensive, carburetors on these, so just throw parts at it. They'll fix it eventually. Right, update on the Hayter then. Put a new plug in it, done the valves, still doing the same thing. It's a fuel delivery issue. If I spray the easy start in the air filter, she runs fine. So probably gonna get a new carburetor, and I think O-ring that goes between the carburetor and the head, we'll replace that, and the gasket that goes between the head and the carburetor. That'll be that. So this video will continue. Quick little update on the Teaser. New flap on, and of course, because this is going to be my machine, you've got to put your name on it, ain't you? The old flap bust off as I was taking it off, so I think it definitely seen some work. But yeah, she's a smart machine, to be fair. It's a Pro 51K. And what have I done to it? Again, I bought it as bought it at the job lot with the Hayter, the Honda, which is sold. What have we done on it? This was broken, it's missing. All the cables were seized. So as I was trying to unseize them, the throttle cable. Yeah, throttle cable snapped. So did the clutch cable snapped, and the variable speed was seized, so I thought I'll just replace all the cables. The only cable I didn't replace was the drive cable, because that I managed to get. That was actually working. Yeah, she's a good machine. Put an exhaust guard on it because that was missing. Just put a bit of spray on the valve cover. Again, this was just a carb clean and start up, and away she went. Once I'd done all the cables, I put a new drive belt on it because that wasn't broken, it was just perished and cracked. The clutch slips on it, the blade clutch, so when it's running, the blade's going all the time. It needs a new brake on it, but I'm not too fussed. The clutch engages, and she mows. I've done 2 or 3 mows with it now, and it works perfectly fine. But yeah. I think that'll do for tonight, because it is 10 o'clock and I've had enough. I've been at work all day on our landscaping job. So yeah, little update. We'll speak to you soon.